I can fly the sky. Never gonna stay. 내가 지쳐 쓰러질 때까지 어떤 이유도 어떤 병.
For the first stage, it is premoral stage, and usually it is preschool level. So the characteristics of the children, they will no understanding of rules or of the basis of the right and wrong. So they will mix up their own rules. Based on the first scene, we can see that the children, kakak and adik, makes up their own rules even though the mother already warned them that they already play from 3 p.m. until it almost dusk.
Few inches later. 6.5 hours later.
Adik, kakak, balik. Cepat. Dah maghrib dah ni.
Kejap, Mak. 5 minit lagi. Kejap, Mak. Baru je kita orang main.
Ya Allah, budak ni. Memang tak faham bahasa, betul lah. Tapi tadi dah main kan?
In stage 2, which known as heteronymous stage, usually children will follow the rules which made by others, whether it's their parent or other authorities. This stage also known as morality of obedience. Usually, parents will give an order or any instruction towards their children, and the children need to follow the order from the parents. For the characteristic of heteronymous stage, based on Jean Piaget, usually in this stage, rules are permanent and unchangeable. That means the children need to give full obedience towards the instruction or order that been decided by the parents. If they fail to do so, they will face punishment, and if they did well on the order or instruction, they will get reward. So in this scene, we can see that the mother gave specific rules and tasks to kakak and adik in order to make them act behaviourly. After that, the mother promised that she will give rewards towards the children whenever they manage to fulfill or complete the task.
Jom pergi Dobi.
Dengar tak? Ibu ajak pergi Dobi. Jom.
Mak nak pergi Dobi kat depan tu sekejap. Kakak tolong tengokkan adik tau. Duduk kat sini. Jangan pergi mana-mana. Nanti ibu akan belanja beli air tu. Okay?
Okey, Ibu.
For the next stage, it is autonomous stage. It usually happens to children who are on their age of 9 to 12 years old. Autonomous means independent, freedom, and to be governed by self. Piaget found that when children reach the ages of 9 to 11, they begin to show autonomous morality. Their moral judgments tend to become more autonomous or self-governed. Their characteristics: children no longer feel scared with the rule made by their parents. Then, children understand that rules are products of social interaction and agreement and can be changed if the majority of the group agrees to do so. The punishments should fit the crime and punishments delivered by adults is not necessarily fair. They consider the motives and intentions when evaluating whether an action is good or bad. Children no longer automatically view obedience to authority figures as right. They realize that circumstances can require breaking rules. Based on the third scene, we can see that the children, kakak and adik, are not longer feel scared with the rule made by their parents, which is the mother not giving them to consume bubble tea because they might diagnose diabetic. So they kept on negotiate with their mother, so their mother give them to consume, but in a condition. If they break the rules, their mother might cut their allowance.
Kakak. Tahu tak adik nak something lah.
Nak apa tu?
Nak something yang manis. Oh, hari tu adik ada nampak kawan adik. Dia beli bubble tea, tea life kot. Lepas tu adik macam nak makan juga. Kita kan tak pernah makan kan?
Betul. Akak pun teringin juga.
Jom kita minta ibu duit lah kita pergi. Okey, jom. Kakak, cepatlah minta ibu duit. Nak beli bubble tea.
Minta lah. Adik dah minta.
Kakak, cepat kakak.
Okeylah. Ya, Kak Adik.
Ibu, boleh tak kita orang nak duit? Duit untuk beli bubble tea. Tea life.
Beli tea life? Tea life tu manis lah. Awak semua kecil lagi. Nanti kan dapat diabetik. Dah lah mahal.
Then her children keep on debating and asking why their friends who consume bubble tea or tea life doesn't diagnose with diabetic. And then finally,
Boleh. Tapi kena janji dengan ibu. Korang minum atau beli sekali sebulan saja. Kalau tidak, ibu potong duit belanja. Okay? Okay, deal!
The sky 내부가 must stay 내가 지쳐 쓰러질 때까지 어떤 이유
Next, I will explain about the understanding child development from Islamic perspective according to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There is 4 phases that Rasulullah teach us on how to educate the children. Phase 1, 0 until 6 years old. Phase 2, 7 until 14 years old. Phase 3, 15 until 21 years old. And the last phase, 21 years old and above. In the phase 1, 0 until 6 years old, Rasulullah tells us to pamper, love and cherish children with infinite love. We have to give them love regardless of the eldest or youngest child by being fair to each children. We have to avoid caning if they make a mistake, even on the basis of educating. In the phase 2, children 7 until 14 years old, at this stage, we begin to inculcate the value of discipline and responsibility to children. According to the hadith of Abdul, command your children to establish prayer when they are 7 years old and beat them for leaving the prayer when they are 10 years old and separate the beds between them, which is man and woman. The beating is not to torture, just to scare them. Don't hit the face part because the face part is a place of respect for someone. Phase 3, 15 until 21 years old. This is the phase of adolescence that is full of rebellious attitudes. At this stage, parents should approach their children by befriending them. Talk a lot and talk to them about the things that they face. For a teenage girl, share with them about the story of their menstruation and their feeling at that time. Be a loyal listener to them. If you do not agree with any of their action, avoid scolding them in front of other siblings, but take a diplomatic approach even if we are their parent, because they have a feeling too. And the last phase, 21 years old and above. This phase is the time for parents to give full trust to their children by giving them freedom in making their own decisions. Parents just need to monitor, advise, and accompany them by prayers so that every direction they take is correct. This is where they will begin their real life outside the home.